Welcome to the Conscious Creative Podcast, your weekly dose of soul-to-soul conversation that will have you saying peace out to your 9 to 5 to explore in your sacred calling. The topics center around conscious business and interviews with the folks who started them. We'll be exploring the art of being human and what it takes to live your life fully expressed and financially free. I'm Christina Gomes, and I went from high-paying job as a psychotherapist to leaving it all behind for my desire to travel the world playing my original music, to becoming the CEO and soulpreneur founder of freeyourcreativity.org, where I help visionary leaders create the businesses of their wildest dreams. If you have a sacred calling, stick around. My prayer is that you become the permission slip for the collective as you hear the soul-inspiring stories that call you forth into creative action. Let's get to the soul. All right, conscious creators, I am here with another spotlight series on one of my amazing clients who's had such beautiful success, and she's offering such amazing work to the world. And I would love to introduce you to Jennifer Monterroso, who is the creator of the Awakening the Jaguar Woman program. And I'd love for you to introduce yourself, let the audience know who you are and what kind of work do you do in the world.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Jennifer Monterroso, and I am here because we have had such an amazing journey working together with Christina. And there is so much magic around how we met and where we are and all this that we can be sharing here today. But I am a Guatemalan living in Norway, and that has been a big change in the things and the way that I work and what I offer. And this big change in my life has brought me to the point of having to awaken this Jaguar woman in me and to be able to share it. So, that's to begin with. And I also have created my first big umbrella, where I work with, is the Mayan Time Capsule. It's a Facebook page that I have created ever since 2010. And maybe 2 years, 1 year and a half, I started with Instagram. So I am not so, or I haven't been so technically with these different ways of presenting myself on the net. But I'm here. I'm showing up.
Exactly. I love that so much. And we can kind of dive into marketing and those kind of things, because what I find for people that come to me, they're like, what they think about marketing isn't actually marketing. And once my clients and beautiful people like you start to understand that, oh my goodness, I can talk to people. Marketing is talking to people. Marketing is talking to people. I could totally do this. And that's when I saw you take off. I see my clients take off, because that's basically our best skill, is holding space for people, sharing our stories and our voices. And so on that note, I wanted to share with my audience your story on how you got started with your skills of transformation, because I know it's a really powerful story, the work that you do and where it started. If you'd like to share, like, where you began sharing your gifts.
Of course. Well, I said before, I am from Guatemala, and there was a time in my life when I really needed a change of direction of my path. I was happy but not happy all the way, and I was just partying and everything that partying includes. And so I really felt a calling. I need to do something different with my life. And I traveled far to get some distance from my life, from the party, from everything. I went to the United States, and I found someone that brought me back home in a way. And I read a book that told me so many beautiful stories about the Mayan people. And I grew up with them, but I only knew what the stories from the books in school told us, which is not the true all the way. And when I read that book, was when I felt safe to physically go back home. But spiritually, it brought me back home too. So I went and met the Mayan people, and it was like the book that I have read had become a reality. It was just showing me, I was reading what I was up to experience in my real life. So I had the chance to meet the Mayan elder that actually opened up a lot of things for me. And actually, I felt also sad and sorry for the people that actually don't know who these people are, the keepers of the ancient wisdom of the Maya and the Mayan calendar and the Mayan fire ceremonies. And so I found my healing path, and it has been a beautiful path. I learned about the Mayan energy that I was born into, and that was the energy of the jaguar. And the jaguar energy is connected with the feminine energy. And then it began my healing path. And through this healing path, I was able to understand that it was me and my previous experiences that were actually blocking myself from experiencing the life that I deserved, that I was meant to live. You know, I had before a relationship with men that were terrible. And I was like just repeating and repeating, and why couldn't I get out of this loop? And just seeing everybody else like making their dreams come true, and I'm like, what's there left for me? So through this healing journey, through the Mayan wisdom and the Mayan elders and the Mayan calendar, I was able to tap into my worth again and say, this is possible for me too. I am able to have a life where I can thrive. And I am able to find a beautiful man. So everybody, like my friends, they already had like kids that were like 15 years old already. So, I'm like, okay, the train passed. This is not for me. But then I said, what about if it's not too late for me? What about if it's not too late for me to have the perfect relationship, find a man that's going to love me and respect me? And I had a lot of shame around that because, okay, that was not happening for me. And was that the only thing that I really wished for? Could I really allow myself to even say it out loud? Yes, I want to find a man that loves me and respects me and that we can grow and have a family. I wanted the whole thing. And it was really amazing because it took some time, but not too long, before I really met the man that I wished for. And I have the perfect daughter. And I didn't start with this story until I was like 35. I met him, and I got my daughter when I was 41. So I understood that it's really never too late to really go for your dreams, for your wishes, and that they are possible. And through the Mayan ceremonies and healing and calendar, I found the path. I found a recipe or a print that I could follow and to keep myself conscious and aware of the possibility of what if it's not too late. What if my dreams are able to come and be manifested?
Wow, this is such an inspiring story for so many, and myself included. I mean, how many of you listening can relate to this story of being too late or too much? I find myself even nowadays like ruminating over the past, or like, could I have changed something? And with your tools of transformation, you sounds like you bring people to the present and you bring people forward and you inspire people, yes, but that you've also dedicated yourself to this blueprint, this offer that is so intentionally created and put together to help other people down the path that you have walked. And why don't you tell us a little bit about who it is that you help in this life. Because I know that so many people are on the edge of their seat, like, is
Yeah.
this the right fit for me? How can I also realize my dreams, even though I may have made mistakes in the past, or I had relationships that weren't satisfactory. Like, is it too late? Am I too much?
Well, Christina, the thing is that I feel that I am in service for anyone who wishes to become more aware, who is ready to walk the path of transformation. And I have been working with this ever since 2010, and I have been guiding sacred journeys in the Mayan land in Guatemala through the Mayan calendar, and it has been open for men, for women, for kids, whoever, families who want to come and join me. But I feel that life goes in cycles and that we are always invited to level up or to grow. Or, I mean, I was living in Guatemala. Now I'm living in Norway. Before I was sitting with the elders and doing Mayan fire ceremonies in San Marcos and living this life. And I came here and I was like, poof, where is all of that? And it took me some time to adapt myself to realize that the present moment, right here and right now, is calling me to adapt and to transform my work. So, because I have seen that a lot of people that are mostly interested or following me or open are women, and because the Jaguar energy works really with the feminine energy, I received really a message last year that it was time, that the things that I have been working with before are meant to be integrated, but something new was ready to be born. And that's when Awakening the Jaguar Woman came to life. Now, this program is for any woman who is ready to put herself back, who feels that through the process of her life, she has maybe left parts of her behind in order to either please someone or please the time they're living, and have realized this and are ready to put themselves back and are really ready to own their own power. Because Jaguar women, it's not having power over anyone else, but it's having power over yourself, over your thoughts, over your mind. What are you manifesting? What you don't want in your life anymore? It's to do the work. So for anyone who is ready, I have created a 9 months program, thanks to you, for really being the best way I can be in service without leaving myself out of the picture. You know, because for a long time I have been in service and it had served the way that I have been doing it. But ever since I didn't do any more of the tours, actually 2019 was the last time I did an in-person tour. Then the world was put upside down and things changed. And I was just feeling like the place where I live right now, my gifts and the magic and the light and the spirit that I brought was maybe not accepted, or maybe it was too much. So that's how it all came up. Like I was feeling like I am too much. So I started shrinking. I started like watering my words and like trying to fit in, because I was like public on the net, and maybe the parents of my daughter were going to see what I was actually doing, which, I mean, I talk about magic, I talk about manifestation, I talk about the power of Mother Earth and all this. But what about if it's just me thinking that it's too much? What if it's that we just need to get, how do they say, ourselves out of the way and clear all these thoughts, because we are ready and called for something greater, for something new, and maybe it can be scary. So that's when I was looking for something new. I was looking for growing my business. I was really afraid to even call it a business,
Mm.
because what are people going to think that after I have been giving a lot of my work, my knowledge, my experience for almost for nothing, and me thinking I had a business,
Mm.
which I really didn't. So last year, I offered my program for Awakening the Jaguar Woman in You for the first time. And it was a program of 4 weeks. And I was charging, I don't even want to tell you how much I was charging. And for then, I was thinking, like, oh my God, it's too much. And I even thought nobody's going to show up. And I thought, I just, I'm just not even going to talk about it anymore, like a week before the program was going to start.
Mm.
And the night before the program was going to start, I received a message from someone telling me, "Hey, what happened to you? Are you still offering or not?" So I just want to say that I was ready for something new. And through connections on the internet, I saw someone sharing Christina Gomes, the mystical news. And I was like, started checking it out, checking you out. And then I thought, she is in Guatemala. She's in this lake where I got all this knowledge, because it was really in this place where I met the Mayan people and the Mayan elders. And I just felt a connection through the place, but also through your words and through your messages. And I said, this is something for me. I need help. I really need help, because what I'm doing until now, it's not really working. It works for other people. Other people are happy if you're just showing up there and giving things for free. But what about me? What about me? And also, I have been working as a massage therapist ever since I came here, which has served its purpose, and I have learned so much about it. But I am done with that.
Mm-hmm.
I, I,
Legitimately.
I really felt done. I really felt tired. I really felt, because I would love to do it in a healing way and in my own way. But working there was like safe. It was all perfect. But my hands were telling me, no more. My hands and my spirit. So that's a long story.
I love it. Hey there, visionary leader. If you're resonating with this message, I'd like to invite you into your next level life and business. Enrollment has begun for the Conscious Creative Business Immersion. This is my signature group container to help you design an offer so delicious, so juicy, so based on your soul gifts that you are thrilled to invite your soulmate clients inside of it. I'm going to teach you how to promote this offer with a ton of heart and to sell out this offer with ease to meet your revenue goals. I would love to have you inside if you are a visionary leader who knows that they are great at what they do. You'd like to collapse the timeline on how long it takes to reach consistent income with an offer that you truly love. Go to the link in the show notes to apply for the Conscious Creative Business Immersion. I will be sitting with your application individually, and I will send an email to let you know if you've been accepted in a few days after application. Thank you for trusting me with your vision, and I can't wait to see what we co-create. I want to circle back to this piece around owning our high value price. And we hear so much the message in the online space of own your worth, own your worth. And that gets a little bit sticky, own your worth, because people like you and I who are magical, who are connected to spirit, it's like we understand that our worth is infinite and not based on how much we produce or if we have a business or not. So I really came into the picture and into the conversation, helping people to understand that their gifts of transformation and the transformations that their people could make in their presence, with their offerings, with the co collaborations, are so valuable, and breaking it down of like, really, how valuable? And then also forgiving ourselves for undercharging in the past and for not recognizing how truly valuable transformation is for people. Now we have valued our own transformation. And so then we just get to plug that kind of consciousness in and immerse it into the rest of the world and see that there are so many other people that value their transformation. And as business owners, as you were saying, we just get to, oh, put a price on it. And why it gets so kind of sticky or like convoluted or messy is because we haven't quite owned that we have the birthright to create businesses. And I sort of think that that's because as spiritual healers, as gifted people, as ceremonialists, and people really connected to spirit, we have like a misinterpretation of what a business is. And business simply is that you have a product or service and you receive a monetary exchange for this product or service. And there's so many men, and there's so many people, and there's so many folks out there that start and grow and sustain businesses. And why should we, the spirited ones, the heart centered ones, not be able to do that as well? And so then we start to untangle, oh, is it, we're not pricing ourselves, we're not putting a price tag on our forehead and selling ourselves, but we are selling. We are selling the opportunity to be guided down a path and supported in a way that we know we wouldn't have been able to transform without that support. And it really becomes this beautiful experience. And I'm so happy that my listeners get to share in this conversation with you and get to see how it can be done differently. And I just feel like when people come into our world, they come into my world, they come into your world, they just kind of have this sigh of relief because they see, oh, sharing my gifts can be done differently. Business can be done differently. And I still get to have a business that runs, that my expenses are not more than what I'm receiving. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why not create a business out of our gifts of transformation? Why not? Why not us? And so,
Exactly.
yeah. And I'm hearing like, by being in our container together, like, you knew your worth, you had high self-worth, you brought yourself to this beautiful relationship, moved across the world for this relationship for your daughter. You had high self-worth, and it was just about translating that into your pricing model. And so why don't you tell the audience, our audience together, like, what happened with your pricing model? Like, all of a sudden it was like you started to own the value of your offer. And would you like to talk about that a little bit? What happened in that scenario?
Yeah. So I feel that I have healed many layers in myself and self-worth. But the financial part and the talking about money and receiving money for exchange of my work, but not only money, but putting the real value of what it takes to create something that it is powerful and that it has its effects on other people and that you are in service for helping other people was a layer I didn't know I really had to heal. And starting off when I actually decided to enroll in your mentorship, one of the first things you asked me was because I already had an idea, I already had a program. You told me how much, what is the value of your work? And I was like, oh, you know, I don't know what this and that. So I really felt contracted. I really felt nervous. I really felt, is this too much?
Yeah.
and I want to say that I have finished these 6 months with Christina. We're still working on some things, but through these 6 months, I really had to go deep in myself, and it's not only about showing up, doing videos, and writing texts, or it's really about doing the work in yourself. And I cried, I celebrated, I really had to be completely honest with myself and allow you to enter into that space for me, and also call me out on the things that I was still making myself small. So it has been a really deep, beautiful, transformational journey I've had with you, Christina. That it's, like I said, it's a layer that I was still like, oh, I knew it was there, like in the subconscious, coming to the conscious. That's why I chose to work with you.
Mm.
But putting a value to my work, knowing what it takes to create a program and offer it online like that, I'm probably not going to offer this program for the same amount of money in 2023,
Mhm.
because now I have the experience. Now I have done it. Now I have put it together, and I look back and say, wow, it really takes, I have invested in myself this year like I have never done before in my life. Was it easy? No. Was I ready? Yes. But did I have all the means to go for it? Like a safe account full of money in my bank account to go for it? No. But
Mm.
I trusted. And this trust has awakened this power inside of me that I know what I am able to do. Even if it's scary, even if it's the unknown, but it had my name on it. And I
Mm.
answered the call, and I don't regret it, not one drop. So I'm really thankful for
Oh,
finding you in my path.
wow. That's so beautiful because what I'm hearing is exactly what I teach. It's like we become the clients we want to call in. And I know that people that resonate with my message, they want to have a deeper experience in their businesses. They don't want to start a business where they have to change who they are. And we are deep people sharing really deep gifts with the world. And it sounds like you became the client that you were calling in, someone who leans in for support, even though it's scary, someone that trusts themselves and invests in themselves in their holiness. I've
Yeah.
been talking about this recently. It's like, how can we feel safe to receive large amounts of money? How can we feel safe to put a bigger price tag on our offers if we first ourselves haven't gone through that process? And so you were brave enough to say, here's a human on my path that seems like she's done some cool things, raised her own value. We seem to get along. And you showed up ready to receive, to go deeper than what you could receive in just a plain old course or even a book. Now, I know that many of us in the transformational world, in the self development space, have been so changed by people's words, by people's content, by people's books. But you and I, who have created these high value offers, these mentorship types of offers, where we're really inside the lives of our clients, it's a different flavor. And it's only, I believe, that I wasn't equipped to offer that service until I had received it. And so I had received high touch mentorship and I could not go back. I could not present myself as a course creator. I couldn't sell something that was just like my floating head talking on the internet. Like, people can get that for free in my content. People have so much access to you. And if you're listening out there, people have so much access to you already. You are already accessible. And what Jennifer and I realized and what we're doing and how we're changing the face of business is we are creating things that really deeply, truly help people. We are creating the pathway where we're actually Jennifer has so lovingly created 9 steps, her own signature pathway for her people so that they can feel safe. But she doesn't just give them the pathway and the blueprint, she walks with them through each step. And that's what I've committed to doing. And that is why we are both sitting here today going, this is the only way. Like, come down the path with us. Like, you'll be forever changed, because we both have realized, like, your mentorships, that the people that you have found, your teachers, my teachers, sitting at the foot of the monk, like, we both know that it is so much, it's not even easier with someone else. It's just, it gets, because looking at yourself and shedding your skin and like looking at the deeper parts and layers, and that's not actually easy, but it becomes like easier and feels refreshing when we're supported through that. When somebody mirrors back to you, hey, there's another layer, there's something deeper, I see you hiding, and lovingly holds that mirror, and but then doesn't go, okay, cool, enjoy, peace out, like, then is there with us as we shed, as we cry, as we transform, and as we celebrate that new us. It's a whole other game, and I'm so happy that you chose to become the Jaguar Woman and to help others awaken the Jaguar Woman. Her program is so amazing that I jumped in, so I am also receiving the support of this Jaguar Woman, and see from the inside out how gorgeous and beautifully done her program is, and how she holds space for her clients. So I believe, I don't know if you quadrupled your prices, but you recently called in a client who messaged you and said, I love your writing, I love your energy, I know that this program is for me. Where do I sign up? When do we begin? And I just wanted to ask you, how did that feel?
Well, first of all, I want to add just one small, big detail to that. And
Mm,
it's that ever since last year, I wanted to quit my job at this spa.
mm,
And I knew that I was called to do this Jaguar Woman. And I ran the other way. Instead of stepping into my power, I ran to the other side and I told my boss, give me more hours, give it all to me. I'm going to work here.
mhm.
So this year, same month, same story, I told myself, this is the time, this is the day. And I was almost going to do the same thing and run away because it was really scary to leave the comfort and the secure side of where I was getting my money from. And I said, I have to try it. I have to say. And I said, I can't take this list you're giving me from hours. What I really want to do is that I don't want to work here anymore. I have created this. I am working on my own business, and I have an amazing boss that told me, actually, you know what? You're too much for working here. You're too good for being here. Go out there and do your thing.
Mm.
And that day that I quit my job, I came back home and I was still a bit like, oh my God, did I do something crazy now? Or it's everything's gonna be okay. And that night before I went to sleep, it's when I found this message of another Jaguar woman joining my program, telling me this, what you said. I love, and she didn't even give likes to what I didn't even know she was watching. And she said, I love what you write. It's so powerful. I need your help. I want to work with you. I am ready. How do we do it? Is through Zoom. Where do I pay you? And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, here are the links. We start when
Wow.
we start. So it's not all the time easy, Christina, but there's just something so powerful when we move through this fear and we feel it and we go through it. And on the other side, we really find out that it was all worth it. It's all good and it's going to be good. When you listen to that calling and you move forward, I think that the universe just starts aligning with you and things start happening. It's like a ripple effect. So, yeah.
Celebrating you as always. And what I'm hearing from that again is that when we go all in on ourselves, when we fully trust ourselves, the fear might still be there, but it starts to dissolve and you start to go, okay. And what I'm hearing is that you went all in on yourself before you had the evidence. This is something I teach in my programs and I speak to a lot with my private clients is we actually get to show up as if it's already done. And I know that can just feel like some kind of woo woo thing, but what it does is it has us showing up in our full power, which is a magnetic quality. And so you trusted yourself. The day you quit your job, so you were all in, you had no other choice. You're like, I'm in this, all in energetically. And the same day, someone reached out to you that you didn't know was watching. I want to speak to this to the folks that are listening because many people come to me and they say, okay, I have these ideas. Okay, I have these gifts, but how do I bring high paying clients into my world? And we actually have no idea who's watching us already. And once we shift that energy and we start speaking from the most empowered version of us, from the most trusted parts of ourselves, because we trust ourselves, they hear our message differently. They see us in that light and they feel safer to finally reach out and go, oh, I'm ready now. They don't know why they're ready now versus 4 months ago. They don't know, but they are ready. And we don't truly know, but that's my theory. It's like the moment where like, this is it. I'm in. I got no backup. Of course, I also like backup plans. I'm a thinker and I like to help myself feel safe, but that level of safety is an illusion actually, because we could lose our jobs. Anything could happen. And so the safety comes from within of you going, I just trust, I know this is going to work out. And people are watching us. People are watching us. And that's why when we start to hide or we hide parts of ourselves, they're seeing whether they like or comment or not. They are seeing our growth and they want to be a part of it. And when they are like that spark finally like ignites a little fire in them, they are the ones that reach out. And we've been here the whole time going, I'm ready. I'm here. Here's my program. Here's what it's about. Here's my program. Here's what it's about. And we sound like a broken record, but we're not a broken record. We are a song that is singing on repeat, that is beautiful to our potential clients. And when they're ready, they jump in. They really do. So congratulations on making yourself available, open, and ready for receiving those clients. Because I know that that is the deepest work that
Yeah, thank
anyone
you
can
very
do.
much. I wanted to say something because like me creating this program of 9 months, people can think, oh, 9 months, it's such a long time. Or my mentorship with you, 6 months, oh, it's such a long time. But every single day and every single drop of coaching or information or you holding my back and not giving up, some things take time. Some things take time and we give up too soon, too fast. Imagine what is 9 months or 6 months of your whole freaking life if you live 50, 60, 70 years old. It's nothing compared to these concentrated, full time. You're just going in for it all. I mean, if I would have joined a 4 week program with you or 2 week program, I don't know if I would be where I am here today. So never underestimate or don't think that a 9 month or 6 month program is too much or too long.
I love that. That theme. If I'm too much, go find less. I like that meme. If I'm too much, go find less. And it's like we are speaking to the people who are ready for long lasting transformation, like forever transformation. And the transformations like continue to build. Like what I heard from the beginning of this lesson was those teaching moments that you received all those years ago that brought you to the fire ceremony, that brought you to the Mayan calendar and had you walking that path, you still are in reference for that. You are still walking that same path that you took that first step on so many years ago and have become your own teacher, your own guide with still remembering those teachers and guides who held space for you. So it's like, wow, it's like 9 months is actually like so short because in this type of world, in the work that we do, it's like all of that all of that gold, all of that wisdom, it appreciates over time. It really does. So I will appreciate you over timelines. I'm so happy we had this conversation today. I have one more question for you, and it's kind of a deep one. I wanted to ask you if there was anything that you would tell your younger self, that younger person that thought you maybe thought yourself was too much, and to help those people out there that are on the edge of joining either the Awaken the Jaguar Woman Within or the Conscious Creative Business Immersion. And I'm going to give links in the descriptions of how people can reach out to you and join your page and join your offerings and get more inside of your wisdom and access all of that gold. Yeah, but I wanted to ask you, what would you say to that younger too much woman?
Said we all have a destiny. We all have our destiny. It's already written somewhere what is waiting for us in our path. And I just feel that regardless of the outer circumstances, what life or our path can bring us, we can walk this path with a good heart and be good people. Life will always respond to that. And I just feel that that's what we need more of. So be good to yourself and be kind to yourself and trust.
Ah, what a lovely note to end on. And would you like to tell the listeners and viewers where they can get in touch with you and be around that big, good heart of yours?
Thank you. So I have my Facebook page called the Mayan Time Capsule. You can find there 12 years of information, or you can start today just from today on. My website is themayantimecapsule.com, and I have two special offers there. One is a short version to get to know more about your Mayan energy and to start getting in touch with that, and my program for awakening the Jaguar Woman in you. And you can also find me on Instagram at Mayan Sacred Time. Yeah.
Thank you so much for today, Jennifer. And I will see you and talk to you so soon.
Yeah. Thank you, Christina. And thanks, everyone. Have a nice day. Keep your inner fire alive.
Sure will.
Yeah.
Adios.
Ciao, amiga.
Ciao, ciao.